YouTube, welcome back to the channel. I greatly appreciate you clicking on the video today. If you are new to the channel or you just haven't yet, hit that subscribe button, drop a like and comment. Do we do a similar series in college football 26? Now, it won't be the Hamline Pipers. Is there a school near and dear to your heart that we can create? Should we just randomly make one? What tweaks can we make to it that makes it kind of get to the point where, we can get to 5 stars? This series is upwards of like 90 episodes at this point. And that means early on in the game cycle, we were uploading it multiple times a week. And it still didn't get to where we wanted it to. Now, maybe if we win this national championship, it does. But we'll obviously have to see what that looks like when we get there. So let me know. Do you want some type of style of this? I watched a pretty big YouTube guy that played these types of rebuilds, and he stopped after like 3 seasons because the videos weren't getting any traction on his channel. So maybe it's just these slow playthroughs just don't carry weight because there's new games every year, right? So let me know if you want to see it down in the comment. With that being said, this is the last episode of the D3 Takeover series here with Hamline University, trying to become a pretty prominent school in the college football world, which I think we have done. We've won back-to-back national championships. Before that, we were making the college football playoffs all outside of the first year. We climbed from a low conference. We jumped to the Big 12. We won that like the first 2 years we were in it, jumped to the Big 10, and now we are in a position to win the Big 10 yet again. So without further ado, let's hop into this Big 10 championship game against the number 3 ranked Oregon Ducks. And almost right out of the gate, defense needs us to step up here and make a play. Obviously, Oregon's known to have these high-powered offenses, so we'll see what we can do here as we take on them in the Big 10 title game. It's funny how some of the series stuff kind of, become intertwined. We are the offensive coordinator at Oregon and my coordinator to legendary coach Save, and now we're playing Oregon in the Big 10 title game. So it's just one of those things where it's funny to watch those things kind of come into fruition and different things like that. As it comes 4th and 1, and they are keeping their kicker on the sidelines. They're going to hand it off. He's not going to only get the first down. He's going to get pushed into the end zone for a touchdown. And the Ducks take an early lead here over the Pipers. They are down in the red zone yet again. So, looks like they're going to be able to put up some more points, which obviously for us is not ideal. But it is going to be up and good. It is going to be 10-0. Let's see if we can get an offensive situation here and claw kind of back into this a little bit. Kind of feels like they've kind of just taken the reins and just kind of ran with it a little bit. So hopefully we can come back at them here as Robert runs away from their superstar linebacker with that speed at the tight end position. It is something that we hold near and dear to our hearts. We get the first down, and that drive is going to continue. See if we can turn it into points. So we're going to turn around and hop right back in because we are now in the red zone. Let's see if we can pay this off here. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the 17. We're going to send Duke in motion. He's going to come across the field, and that's going to be picked. What am I doing? I said it's going to be picked before I even threw the ball. That's a horrible mistake by Sylvia, especially in this part of the field, especially in this kind of game, and down what's going to look like 17-0. We are getting absolutely throttled. Now, the one thing that we do have going for us is it is still only the first half. So, we hand off to inside handoff and we go nowhere. Boyd is beat up. Just good to see PJ take off on this play in particular, because I thought was seeing Boyd that he was hurt. As we hit the crossing route and we get into the end zone, Tobias in for the Pipers. And that's going to cut it down to a 10-point lead. We do get the ball back, and we're able to hop in under the 2-minute timeout and try to go get some points here before the half. So, as bad as we have been playing, we have some life. As Caps makes the catch on the crossing route, and he bursts through for a really good game. So we get rid of it. I was really hoping that middle linebacker would commit to take off out of the backfield, but he didn't. He kind of sat down, so that was good on him. Early to the tight end, Robert makes the catch. That's going to be yet another first down for us. We're going to hit this seam again, see if Robert can kind of take the middle of the field and leave this wide open. And that's what we're looking to do. Perfect. 1 minute left here in the first half. I really don't like that play call. We're going to go this one. And it's not going to work. PJ Takeoff is destroyed in the backfield. He has not been very productive at all today. The Oregon Duck defenses seem to keep him pretty much in check with 7 carries for 7 yards. Oh no, that's picked. Again. What is that interception? 2 picks by me in the Big Ten title game, and it is not looking pretty. Here in the first half, 2 red zone interceptions thrown by Lee Sylvia, and you just can't have those mistakes against a team the caliber of Oregon. It's going to continue to come back and bite you, and it's just the way that it is. Now, they're going to give us a little bit of life here, trying to go for it. Going for it on 4th down here. If we keep them out, this is going to be huge and a momentum changer. We have to go get points here. There's just no world where we cannot use this momentum to get us back into this football game. PJ Takeoff is going to find 12 yards, get us a little breathing room. We need to take a shot here. There's no other way to put it. We need to take a shot here. Caps, we need you to win. We need you to win this. Caps doesn't win it. That's okay. Sylvia's going to use his legs. He's going to pick up a big chunk of yardage. He has 4 carries for 60 yards. That is absolutely huge in this situation. We got to make sure that we stay composed. We've gotten down to the red zone multiple times today, and obviously with bad decisions by myself, we have not been able to capitalize with those. So we can slow it down just a little bit. It is still only a 2-possession game, which it really doesn't feel that way, right? It really doesn't feel that way. We're only down 12. With how the game felt, it felt like it was a 3-score game for sure, as Robert's going to get inside the 10-yard line. 3 catches, 58 yards for Robert. We had a running joke earlier in the year that this man could not get into the end zone. He was just setting up Klein behind him to get to the end zone. That man is quick. And PJ Takeoff is not. So with a little bit of a bad combination there where their middle linebacker made a really good play. PJ takeoff is going to get us down to the 7. That's going to bring up 3rd and goal. So this is a very, very pivotal down here. Again, got to take care of the ball first and foremost. But Robert is going to run away, but we're going to get hit before we can throw it. This is probably a very questionable call. They just ran man, right? We're going to run this concept. And, of course, they're not in man. Is Lee Sevilla going to get there? He is going to be short at the 1-yard line. We get a stop. They get a stop. This is getting out of control right now. Safety. All right, huge play, down 10, and we get the ball. Here we go. We're going to hop in, try to keep this drive going. We have not been able to use Caps' speed. They've been playing a cover over the top, which makes a whole lot of sense because we like to throw the ball deep. This time they don't. Caps has the step. He's going to catch it. It's going to be a touchdown for the Pipers, and we're going to cut it 2-3. Defense gets a stop. Offense is going to need us to come in and step up in a 3rd and 3 situation. We'll see if we can block this long enough for Keene to get across the field. We do. He gets bumped a little bit, but he is still fast enough to get away from the linebacker or the safety, whichever that position was in that particular play. And we are second and third. 3. 5:40 left here. Looking to go in and finish this drive. And it is caught. What a catch by Robert. TD for the TE. Touchdown Pipers. And we storm back and take the lead. We get the ball back in the red zone. Looks like a turnover by the Ducks. So the turnovers in the first half come back, and they bit us, but we have come all the way back and clawed all the way back, and now they have a turnover that is going to set us up to be able to chew the clock down here and to be able to finish this game off. Inside zone to PJ Takeoff. He's not going to get very much. 1 yard. They are all over him today. 16 for 34, just over 2 yards a carry. That's not going to do it. Caps underneath, crossing route, caught, first down, and that is some more time off the clock as the clock starts to tick, 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 tick away from the Oregon Ducks here in the Big Ten title game. Obviously, even with this loss, they should be able to make the college football playoff. Somebody we do not want to see again. These guys are the real deal. We are going to run one more play here before the 2-minute timeout, but we get into the end zone. And we are going to extend the lead. They went for it. They got the touchdown. They went for 2. It is a 5-point game. They do have all 3 timeouts left. We're going to, thank the Lord we fall on that. Tobias jumps on no, that wasn't Tobias. Who was that? That jumped on it. Oh, man, that got me going a little bit. 1 first down. That's all it takes. 1 first down, and this game is over. PJ Takeoff gets us 6 of those 10 yards, and that was really too easy. Like, were they not selling out for the run there or what? Because we had miles to run. We're going to run a screen here. They're all pressed up against the line. They're expecting us to run the ball. Can we get it out? We throw a pick. What? What a play by that D end. What is happening? They still have a timeout. They're looking to dwindle the time down just like we did. We got to go get them. They're going to slide down. They're going to take their final timeout. What an absolute turnaround. We were in complete control. We just need to run the ball one more time, and the game is essentially over, and they're going to get it down to the 1-yard line. The issue with this is we're not going to have any time to come back and score a touchdown. Second and goal. Can we play man-to-man coverage here? Nope, we can't. They scored a touchdown with 20 seconds left. An absolute blunder by us here in the Big Ten title game. What a change of events in this football game. We had turnovers that killed us in the first half. They had one that should have put the dagger in them. Then we turn around and we throw an interception on a screen pass of all plays, and they go down and score a touchdown. Caps has it. Their safety was flat-footed. He's going to get into the end zone with 2 seconds left. We pull off a miracle in the Big Ten championship game to beat Oregon 37-33. What a game. We are here in the Orange Bowl. We won a host of awards. Coach of the Year, Coordinator of the Year, Best Running Back, Best Tight End, Best Linebacker, Best D End, Best Defensive Player, Best D Lineman, Best Corner, just a whole host of awards piling in for the #1 team in the nation, and we do not get a break. Georgia in the Orange Bowl. Let's go see what we can do. We are locked into a defensive masterclass by both teams here today in the Orange Bowl. We are just under 6 minutes in the second quarter, and this is the first time we get to be on the field and we get in the end zone. But hold on a second, there is a flag, and this baby will be coming back. So the scoreboard will still read 0s for right now, which is absolutely insane work by both defenses. Now, last week, early in the game, we struggled with red zone turnovers. This time, Lee Sevilla finds Roberts, and he gets into the end zone. TD for the TE. Touchdown, Vipers, to take the lead here in the Orange Bowl down in Miami. And we are now continuing to roll with our defense. No points for the Georgia Bulldogs. We do get the ball here in just over a minute to try to go down and score some points before the half. Lee Sevilla is trying to step up. He is going to be sacked. No space to step up there. Nowhere to throw the ball. So we're going to let the clock run a little bit. We have 2 timeouts. We just get hung up so much on those screens, man. Georgia took on TCU in the first round, ended up beating them to make it to take on us here in the semifinal, or the quarterfinals, excuse me, and we are going to have to punt. 2 sacks and a botched screen attempt here on that drive. Not pretty by the offense at all, but that just seems to sum up the half here in the first half of the Orange Bowl, where nobody is really getting any footing offensively. So, see what adjustments are made in halftime as we come out on the other side of the halftime break. We're just going to have to throw that away. And we are moving the ball, but again, we get down to this area and we need to make sure that we execute. Again, last week is looming in the back of our minds as PJ Takeoff destroys their middle linebacker, but for no avail, really. I mean, nothing came of it. It just looked cool. 3rd and 9. Really don't want to have to just settle for 3 here. Sevilla throws a dot to Caps, but not able to break free and pick up the first down, so we are going to have to settle. Going to make it 10-0 here in the third quarter. See if the defense can continue their stellar performance. And we'll just continue to hop in here for the offense and see if we can find anything for them. Caps running the streak route might be something to look at, but we can't look at it for very long because our O-line just cannot hold up against this D-line, and we can't catch it. Duke with the drops, he's had that issue ever since coming to campus, just struggles with catching in traffic and holding on to the ball as we need him to. So we're going to go ahead. We had Robert if we held, but I wanted this blocker for Keene, but he's not going to get in the end zone either. But that is a first down for the Vipers. We are in the fourth quarter now, and with the way our defense has been playing, you would think if we are able to punch this in and make it a 3-score game that, we're sitting pretty good. I'm not going to say going to win the game, right? But PJ Takeoff sends a message to that linebacker saying, sir, I'm not staying out of the end zone. Actually, I'm going to take off in there. And that is going to be 17-0 here in the fourth. They're going to go for it on fourth down. They get it on a long run play. I'm assuming it was a QB scramble. They get into the end zone. They go for 2. They did not get it. So it stays a 3-possession game. And they're going to go for the onside kick. They do have all 3 timeouts. There's 3 minutes and 48 seconds left. I'm going to go ahead and hop in because we all know how EA Sports likes to mess up the time management. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to feed PJ Takeoff. Again, only averaging 2 yards per carry. He has been struggling to get any traction going here late in the season. Just not able to really get going and find anything consistent over more than 2.5 yards per game per carry, it feels like. So interesting development for sure. So we got to continue just to grind away here. This is going to be the last play before the 2-minute timeout. PJ Takeoff is going to only get 1 yard, so it's going to bring up a 2nd and 9 coming out of the 2-minute timeout. Remember, they do have all 3 timeouts. Do we hit Robert? No. We gotta go smart here. PJ Takeoff. He's going to put his foot in the ground, get up, and make it a 3rd and 2. I really considered audibling to a pass there and trying to hit Robert up the seams with a pass. And they're going to get another stop. And this field goal is only going to keep it a 13-point game. So we need another stop from our defense. And if they do end up scoring, another onside kick for the squad.
Watching this guy in pregame, he's got a strong leg. I'm surprised here he's able to put 3 points up here for the offense. From inside the 5. Solid job by the coverage team to bring him down at 16. And the Georgia offense is back out on the field. Here we go. First play of the drive, they're going to throw the football. Oh, it's dropped off the field by the defense here. Going to bring up 2nd down.
And that is going to do it, 19-6. I accidentally went in to play it down on defense, and it looked like their starting quarterback got knocked out. Oh, actually they just used 2. Neither one of them are injured, but neither one were productive today. That is insane work from our defense. 22 of 30 for Sevilla, 246, 1 touchdown. The interceptions continue to plague him. Again, 2.6 per carry by Takeoff. He did get in the end zone with that beautiful power run that we saw. Duke 9 for 107. Robert did have only 2 catches for 26 yards, but he did get into the end zone. And then defensively, the master class was spread out so evenly, with Phelps being the leading tackler with only 6. We did get an interception from Phelps as well, but man, did the defense show up today. The Rose Bowl, which is odd because we have 2 Big Ten teams in it. And just out of curiosity, I'm interested to see how many Big Ten teams made the college football playoff. Oregon ended up making it. And then Wisconsin and us, I guess, are the only other 2. So, Oregon ended up losing to West Virginia. So they are out. So it's going to just come down to one Big Ten team in the final. Let's see which one it is. If you look on the bottom ticker, West Virginia knocks off Alabama to get to the national championship game. We hop into our game here in the red zone in the first quarter. Let's see what we can get here. On second down, PJ Takeoff is only going to find a couple, and he's going to be hurt, which is an interesting little added dynamic to the game. See if Sevilla can use his legs. He does. He gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Pipers. And the defense, see if we can pick up where we left off last week. An absolute masterclass shown by our defense. And it's just been an unreal performance all year by these guys. And it showed with the awards. We had so many defensive awards that it was actually impressive. We are up 17-0, but that is a momentum that we do not need to be giving them. 24-7, they did score right off of that. We are in the red zone again. We are in the third quarter already. This game is flying by. So we really need to settle in here. We really need to finish this drive, because if we do, it is really going to feel like it is over. PJ Takeoff comes back from being injured, and he has 9 carries for 101. This man finally had a breakout that we knew he had in the tank, and he can't quite carry the guy into the end zone, but he gets us down to the 1-yard line, and he is hungry for this end zone. Let's see if we can get him in here on this first play, and he's going to find a little crease, put his foot in the ground, and take off into the end zone. Touchdown, Pipers, and it is a rout here in Pasadena. They do get a long touchdown on a 4th and short, which isn't ideal, but we are in firm control. This one 41-13, and that is going to be the final. Wisconsin, zero fight for the Pipers, and we are now rolling into another championship game. And here we are. What a fitting way to end the series, with the Pipers in the national championship, walking through the Big Ten, beating Oregon in the Big Ten championship game, beating Wisconsin in the college football playoff semifinals at the Rose Bowl, and now we take on a pretty newcomer to the top part of the college football world, which makes them very dangerous. We got to take care of business. First quarter, we are in the red zone. We are moving the ball here. We're going to hand it off to PJ Takeoff. He's going to run downhill, run over a guy, and get 7 yards. We need to make sure that we take care of the football down here again. Even though we've been taking care of it down here in the red zone, we always have that Oregon game in the back of our mind, and PJ Takeoff takes off into the end zone to start the scoring here in the national championship game. And they turn around and they answer right back. And we are only really going to hop into the 2-minute drills and any red zone type situations. I don't want to have a full drive. Really let the team we built kind of take over here in this big game. So we'll see how that pans out for us as this game continues. But that's kind of the plan, as Lee Sevilla's legs have been huge in the college football playoff. Escaping escaping pressure, making throws on the run, making sure that we are taking care of it and getting into the end zone the last 2 games with his feet have been absolutely phenomenal. 3rd and 5, under 2 minutes. It is 17-14. PJ Takeoff is running away from the safety. I don't know how, but he is able to get into the red zone, and we are rolling here to take the lead going into the half. In the simulation, it didn't look like they were really doing a whole lot, but they were scoring points. I don't know how or where, but they were scoring points for sure. So we need to make sure that we take care of business and we finish this drive here down in the deep red zone. 25 seconds left, and that's not going to matter because we are going to get into the end zone. Touchdown, Vipers, and take the lead here late in this first half. They get a stop coming out of half. We get another stop. They get a stop. We get a stop. The defenses are going crazy. Looked like we got a long touchdown pass to kind of settle things down offensively. And we are up 28-24. The 2-minute timeout is looming. They have all 3 timeouts. And we are going to hop in to run this clock down. Getting the first down there would have been really tough because they get the 2-minute timeout plus their timeouts. So now we're able to be in a position where we get one more first down as long as they gave it. Okay, it's 3rd and inches, so they didn't give us that first down. But now after this first down, it is pretty much wraps. And PJ Takeoff gets it, and we have one of our O-linemen hurt, which is obviously not ideal in the situation where we're in, where we need to run the football. But we have built depth, and more depth on the O-line than anywhere else realistically. And this is where we are built to finish football games the Big Ten way, not in the Big 12 where they just, want to run all over the place and use their speed. We are built to finish football games. This first down is going to bring the 4th championship in a row to St. Paul, to Hamline University, and that is the game. We are going to be back to back national champions, and the party starts. Lee Sevilla wins yet another one, and we are on top of the college football world still. We are going to skip the end of the season stats. We already mentioned all of the awards that we got. However, what we are going to do is we are going to work through the off season. You're probably not going to see a whole lot of it, to be quite honest with you. I just want to see if we get to the 5-star program before this series ends. So I will see you on the other side of the offseason. I'm going to bring you in here really quick. Here's the draft results. We were only supposed to have 2 people drafted, Gooch and Handy. And look at all these other ones that got off the board late. What a phenomenal class here. And if you look right under the Hamline Pipers, we got to 4.5 stars. I'm going to continue to go through the offseason and see if it changes. We are in a battle with Georgia for the top class. See if that kind of tips the scales a little bit. I'll see you at the signing day. Here, National Signing Day, we end up losing out by just over 2 points to Georgia. We had one more 5-star, but they ended up scrounging up 8 more 4-stars than we did. But it was a 2-horse race. Oregon at 239 after that, and then under them, Virginia Tech. Okay, the Hokies are coming to play. They're at 236. So we miss out on the top class, but Georgia takes it home. We get more 5-stars than them. I haven't looked at really any of these, to be quite honest, so we'll go through star for the 4-star athlete, a star for the left tackle, an elite for right tackle, star for the strong safety, elite for a run stopper, Star for D tackle, star for running back, elite for left guard, star for free safety, a normal here, and then impact for the 4-star athlete. So that was kind of the original just. Those are the people we're going to. We found Thomas late, and he's a star with 90 speed at free safety. We got a normal development here at the center position. Then we don't have really any more until Mastrid. For a star in the transfer portal, elite for the D tackle in the transfer portal, and then a couple of normals. So nothing crazy out of the portal. Nothing really, top end wise, we were really good in this draft class as well. We're here, training results. Daryl Hardick, a 96 overall, a die up to a 95 overall. Nathan Beach, who's a sophomore, he didn't really get a whole lot of run behind Boogie Gooch. Last year is a 93 overall. Gaffney is up to a 93. Bost is a 92. Ankrum is a 92. Haralahu is a 91. Look at all the 90s. We have a freshman, red shirt, 89 overall. We got another one. Donnerson's up to a 90. These sophomores are going to be a problem moving down the line. Too bad we don't get to use them as this comes to an end. As you saw there, 4.5 stars. That's all we're going to be able to get to, which is unfortunate, but that is the way that it goes. 4.5 stars is in the top echelon of college football programs. I appreciate all the support through this series. I'm not going to lie, I got stagnant towards the end. That's why I was trying to make it look just like the other series, is trying to play the moments, those types of things. It's just kind of the way that it goes, right? And but the support of this particular series was off the charts. It had the highest viewpoint of a video that I've had on the channel. I really loved the stories, especially early in the game where we were battling the St. Thomas's, the Mankato States. Minnesota was still relevant just because of how our team was constructed. So it was a super fun storyline. Again, as I mentioned at the beginning of the episode, please let me know if you want another series like this where it kind of goes game by game. You get immersed in the storyline of the players and different things like that. Let me know if you have a school near you or maybe your alma mater that's not in the game that we can make in a team builder and get those rivalries and different things in there as well. Again, I appreciate all the support. As always, I hope you have a good day. I hope you had a great day. Spread the word. Peace.